And we're live. Good morning and welcome to the Pete Braley Show. This is show number 203. I am your host today because Pete is on vacation. Little personal day for Pete. I'm your host, what are all the things he says? The host, the show producer, the show creator. Actually, I think he calls me the executive producer. I just demoted myself real quick. And all-around great guy. His words, not mine. Matt Braley. I'm going to be your host today. Yeah, we gave Pete a personal day. He's down in Virginia with Trish. And we decided we'd give him a long weekend here. He can sleep in. So if he's doing what I think, he's not watching the show at all. He's asleep right now. But yes, I am joined by none other than, now I need to think of your titles. I should have wrote this down. I'm joined by the guardian of the chat, the part-time show writer, the creator of the Foodie Friday segment. And now your new title is like a interim Sib or a guest Sib, I guess, occasionally on Sib's Trivia. And your co-host today, Mr. Justin Andre. So say
I'm
what's
glad
up.
to be here. The list goes on and on. The titles keep piling up.
Hey, this is show number 2 together. I mean,
I
know. When are we going to get those numbers up there? You know what I'm saying?
We might be starting something special. That's all
We got to send Pete on vacation a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? We get control of the show here. But yeah, so we got a good show, I think, today. Thank you for choosing us. Our goal is to start your day off on a positive note, which sometimes we fail to do. But, if you enjoy what we do, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future shows. We're live weekdays here on YouTube, but you can also find us wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Coming up today, Pete's away, so let the fun begin. He wrote that. So he just knows that more fun is going to be had when he's not here. Also, day 2 of the Stumpa. We had a weekend Stumpa this weekend. I know that makes a lot of people mad. I thoroughly enjoy it because it makes people sit at home and stew on the answer. Do you enjoy a weekend Stumpa, Justin?
I was just gonna, from personal experience, is the worst because you want to know what the answer is so bad, and you have the whole weekend to stump. And the worst problem is you come back on Monday and the answer that you think is absolutely right is so wrong.
I know.
That's the worst part about it.
That's what gets me is when people are so confident and then I have to be like, that's not it. That's not it. And we're also playing Would You Rather with Justin today. Pete's missing out on a Would You Rather segment, so his loss. Justin and I are going to have a lot of fun with that. And also, America, we love our burgers. So that story is coming up and a whole lot more. But yes, Justin is here. And full disclosure, he does know the answer to the Stumpa, so he will not be playing. He feels it's unfair for him to be able to give live answers. Look at this guy.
What can I say? I feel like if anybody else was in my shoes, I would hope they would do this.
He's just a good man. He's a good man. All right, but national days. Pete loves his national days. Welcome to Monday, May 16th. It is National Barbecue Day. It's a little sad that Pete's missing that day. He loves a good barbecue.
I love a barbecue. That's one of my favorite things to do in the summer.
Pete's the grill master too. Master's kind of a stretch. There's definitely room for improvement. I've had 1 or 2 burgers that are
tell me this.
Rarer than I would like. What's up?
You said he doesn't have a pair of Nike Monarchs. Does he have the dad New Balance shoes?
He doesn't. He refuses.
No.
He refuses to wear those shoes because we've told him so many stories about the old men that buy those shoes. So I think he's reached the age where he deserves a pair. Yeah. They say they're really comfortable. I'm like, why don't you just get them? But he will not, just because of all of our stories. It is National Biographers Day. A biography is a written account of another person's life, not to be confused with an autobiography, which is when you write it yourself. I feel like you need to be pretty important for somebody else to write a book about you. Anybody can write an autobiography, right? You just claim yourself to be important.
Exactly.
In that case, but you need to be some type of important for somebody else to write it.
Well, I wonder if you can pay somebody else to write it, and would that just count?
You probably could, and then you definitely appear to be more important than you are.
Right.
Yeah. You could definitely just go online and search for an author that would write it for you. It's National Do Something Good for Your Neighbor Day. So there you go. So I don't know, go cut your neighbor's grass, I guess. Although it's raining here, so that's not really an option. It's also National Love a Tree Day. Who doesn't love a good tree? You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
Everyone go hug a tree. And it's National Mimosa Day. But unfortunately, I don't have any champagne here, so I guess I'll be having virgin mimosas in honor of the day, which is just orange juice. It's also National Piercing Day, so Justin and I are going to go get our belly buttons pierced after this.
Exactly.
Just for the day. On the date book in 1866, Charles E. Hires invents Hires root beer. I hate root beer. You like root beer?
I do like it sometimes, but was he the first one to invent root beer, or just his type of root beer?
It sounds like he's the first one, I would think.
Yeah.
Is Hires like a famous root beer?
I
I'm not a root beer drinker. I wouldn't know. It gives me a headache. I personally hate root beer. In 1891, George A. Hormel and Company, I hope I said that right, is established in Austin, Minnesota. Pete's been there. It's where they make Spam. You know, Pete's a big fan of Spam.
He's told that story so many times.
I think that's like the crowning achievement of his life, to be honest. Let's see. In 1965, the Campbell Soup Company introduces SpaghettiOs under its Franco-American brand. I ate SpaghettiOs a lot as a kid, but looking back, like, they're gross. I feel like SpaghettiOs are kind of nasty.
Yeah, I don't think I would eat them now.
They have like a fake tomato, like it's not even tomato soup. I don't even know what they mix in with those SpaghettiOs. I feel
really
like SpaghettiOs are pretty gross.
Sweet and salty.
Yeah. In 1966, the Beach Boys released their groundbreaking album Pet Sounds. What a name. Containing the hit singles Sloop John B. and Wouldn't It Be Nice and God Only Knows. And Pete's not here to sing, so do you know any of those songs, Justin?
It's I do. I can't say I do. Well,
you don't know Wouldn't It Be? I think Wouldn't It Be Nice? Isn't that the Wouldn't It Be Nice? I don't know the lyrics. I just know the title.
I mean, I think that is what it is, but I don't remember that.
All right, well, you what's up?
I did wonder. So you know how they have that show on Netflix with the John B. kid?
Yeah.
Is this where like the John B. kind of like
I don't know
lingo comes from?
Maybe there's
like a
maybe
Beach
they're
Boy?
maybe they're Beach Boys fans, the writers.
Yeah.
You got a second chance though. 1984, When Doves Cry was released by Prince. Do you know that song? I don't know it either.
Okay.
Personally, we can make it up. When doves cry,
They like to
something,
fly.
something. The tears fall from the sky, and we hope that it's tears and not something else. If you know what I'm saying.
Oh my.
In 1985, Michael Jordan named NBA Rookie of the Year. I heard he ended up being pretty good, from what I know. A great baseball player too. In 1986, Top Gun, starring Tom Cruise, premieres. And the new Top Gun is either out or is coming out. I don't know when it comes out.
I'll tell you what. I've probably seen the whole movie with all the YouTube ads. They put
Yeah,
on.
right?
Oh my god.
YouTube is shoving that movie down our throats. It's insane. I do need to see Top Gun. I've never seen it, so I do need to watch it at some point. Here we go. 2002, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, starring Ewan McGregor and Natalie Portman, opens in cinemas. Now, we might be getting canceled, Justin. I'm about to say a very controversial statement.
Okay, let's hear it.
Justin and I thoroughly enjoy the prequels.
We do. I think they get a lot of hate.
They
especially
do a
from the older
massive
generation.
amount of hate. Yeah, but I love them personally.
Yeah, same here.
All right, in 2019, the last episode of The Big Bang Theory aired after 12 seasons. Great show. If you haven't seen it, watch it. The last episode's a tearjerker, man. In 2019, Rocket Man was released based on the life of Elton John. I've not seen that. I do need to see that. I think it's on Hulu, I believe. At least it was at one point. Yeah. And celebrity birthdays, actor Pierce Brosnan is 69 today, and gymnast Olga Korbut is 67. Janet Jackson is 56, and Megan Fox is 36, and she stole the hearts of all the teenage boys in Transformers.
And now she's in a very crazy relationship with Machine Gun Kelly.
If you don't know about their relationship, look into it. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
What's going on in the chat? Let's see. How's everybody doing today? Gary says, welcome to the Matt Braley Show. Nah, it's the Pete Braley Show with Matt Braley. It makes a lot of sense. Abby says, such a great intro. Thank you. I'm out of breath, though. This is way too much work for one person. Let's see. Diane says, I hope you and the guardian of the chat got a raise. We did. Our payment got doubled. If you multiply 0 by any number, it's still 0. Abby says, I do not like the weekend stumpas. I enjoy them thoroughly. And let's see. Abby says, a stand-up man. Me or Justin, or both. Could be both. Gary says, nice hat, Matt. We're headed to the Sox today. Let's hope for a win. The Red Sox, man. The Red Sox.
See, I don't follow the Red Sox. Are they doing good, bad? What's going on with them?
Yeah, not too great. Not too great. I'm last place, I'm pretty sure, in the AL East. We go from, I think we beat the Rangers 11-1 2 days ago, and we lost 7-1 yesterday. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, all over the place.
It's still early, though, right?
Yes, yeah. We could maybe turn it around. Diane says, Pete loves weather around the listeners, too. How's the weather in southeastern Florida? Justin, how's the weather?
Past couple of days, very hot, very humid. We're talking like 95 degrees with like 65, 75%.
For a change, you might have actually wanted to be here. It was like a nice, last 2 days, it was like a nice 70, 75 maybe at times. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It was pretty nice up there.
Yeah, it's changed now. It's cloudy and foggy and rainy, so nice. Mia says, in high school, I was hospitalized and on a soft food diet. I ate SpaghettiOs for like a week straight, and now the smell of them makes me nauseous. Maybe that's it. Maybe I ate them too much because, yeah, I don't know. They're just weird. Personally.
I'm not a fan.
No. Gary says, Mia, thinking about it, I used to eat beef ravioli from a can. Thinking about it now, probably wasn't healthy. That I never got into, thankfully. That the can that always falls off the shelf in the commercials and rolls home. Yeah, gross.
I used to work at Stop and Shop, and I used to stock like in the tuna section, and they have canned beefs and like or meats, and I just always thought to myself like, nah, that can't be good.
Hey, like you better wash your mouth. Spam is a canned meat.
That's true.
Pete's about to kick you right off the show. He's about to hop in right now and jump in.
But they had like canned chicken. Like,
I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah,
that's nasty. Let's see. Abby said Audrey will eat her ravioli cold from a can. Come on, Abby. You know I'm not trying to. I'm not one to pick on children, but you have a son that enjoys Burger King and a daughter that eats ravioli cold out of a can. What are you doing? You know, I'm concerned for them. Diane says, "Oh God, guys, you don't know Prince. I pity you." Yeah. I knew we were gonna get hate for that. I mean, we tried. You know.
The problem with me is that I know a lot of songs, but I don't know the artist or I don't know the title of the song. I'll just listen to it and think it's a great song.
That happens with the Hurdle every single day. Yes. Like I forgot what yesterday was. I couldn't like hum it if I tried. But it was a song that like instantly when it played, I was like, I've heard this before. But I have no idea what the title would be.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm still getting over my.
Oh, it's okay.
My COVID over here. Let's see. Kat says, Matt, do you really have rain over there? I have blue skies and sunny. Well, it's cloudy. I think it rained overnight. It's not raining currently, but it was.
So you're spreading false news. Basically,
very gross. Yeah, mainly. Abby says, did you watch the Celtics last night? I watched most of it. Celtics kick some booty, and we're going on to the next round. So. All right, a lot of chats. We will get to it later on if we do not get to it in the main show. We'll get it to it in the post show. But in the news today, a woman in the drive-thru of Chick-fil-A in Wilmington, North Carolina, was so worked up about something that she got out of her car to yell at one of the employees. The only problem was she left her car in drive, and you guessed it, the car started rolling away without her. Turns out the car jumped the curb and ended up halfway down a hill. Luckily, no one was hurt, but thankfully, it was all captured on TikTok, where it's gotten millions of views.
Did you see the video?
I did not see the video. Did you?
I searched it up before we came on, and she immediately gets out of the car, and the car just starts rolling, and she's chasing it, but she's not quick enough to catch up to the car.
Instant karma. But one thing I'll say, at Chick-fil-A, why is she getting? What did the employee do? Like, those are the nicest people on the face of this earth, and I'm pretty sure it's because like the managers or whatever. They have some sort of blackmail on everybody. I think that's like part of the process when getting hired, because they literally, whether or not they're having a good day or a bad day, they'll be the nicest ever to you. So I don't know what that person could have possibly done to make you get out of your car.
Yeah, I've never had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A ever.
Never. Next story. Want to stand out at prom? Take a page from Arkansas high schooler Haley Scotch, and make your own gown, all from the pages of a Harry Potter book. Haley posted photos on Instagram of her wearing the dress and has gotten nothing but positive feedback. That is pretty sweet. Also, I'm reading the Harry Potter books, so that's pretty awesome. I
actually saw the dress. It looks really nice.
Yeah, I saw it too. My only thing is, like, when you sit down, do all the pages get crumpled, you know?
That's a good point.
I feel like, you know, just logistically, you know, you got some issues there. What if it rains?
It's very easy to rip as well. So if you're sitting down, the page can rip.
That's a good point. I'm hoping that they took all that stuff into account. Into account.
It's probably like something underneath.
Yeah.
And then the pages are on top.
Maybe. And maybe, I don't know, is there something you put over pages maybe? Like a gloss that
could be.
And laminate the pages. There you go. Perfect. All right. Residents in Normandy region of France are being warned about drunk deer roaming around. Wildlife experts say the animals love this time of year because they get to eat the spring buds that are loaded with sugar. The problem is, all of the sugar ferments in their stomachs and makes the deer drunk as if they had consumed alcohol. Hikers and drivers especially are being asked to stay away from the animals and be extra cautious to avoid them on the road, since they may stumble into traffic. Earlier this month, firefighters had to rescue a drunk deer that fell into a river. Another one was found passed out drunk in a town center, and another one was found passed out on the couch. with their phone open, and they had a text message to their ex typed out. But luckily, firefighters got there before you hit send, so really avoided that one there. No, drunk. That's crazy though. They're not even drinking alcohol; they're drinking sugar, and it just turns into alcohol.
Spring break deers.
I kind of want to see one. Like, can we make this a viewing thing where we can find them?
How that could happen.
I hope they're all right though. You know, like I hope they get past this.
Does that happen elsewhere too? Because I mean,
this is the first I've ever heard of it. But
I wonder if that's why they wander onto the roads at midnight.
Yeah, it sounds like it's happened before. Like, it sounds like a normal problem here. I don't know. That's pretty hilarious. And police in Corrigan, Texas are asking people to be on the lookout for a monkey wearing a diaper that escaped from its owner at a Dollar General store. Just to be clear, Dollar General does not sell monkeys. The 7-month-old monkey named Boss, perfect name for a monkey, entered the store with its owner, who came in to buy a bottle of water. The owner told the store employee that the water was for her pet monkey and then left the store to give him a drink, but the angry little guy bit his owner and then took off running into the nearby woods. Authorities are working with animal control to locate the fugitive, that poor monkey, man, and return him to his owner. I guess he didn't want water. I guess he wanted something a little stronger. I think that's the moral of the story there.
I've seen so many people have pet monkeys.
Yeah.
And they're very smart animals, but they're also so chaotic.
Yeah.
They love to jump around depending on what monkey. I can't see how they could be a good pet.
I feel like it's a good idea for like 5 minutes, and then you get home and you're like, I made a mistake. I mean, for starters, you have to put a diaper on it. You know, I feel like, granted, you put diapers on your kids, I guess, but I don't know. I just feel like it's
having like a 2-year-old, but that can jump everywhere and climb
and also that's permanently a 2-year-old.
Yes.
Like, they don't outgrow that phase. I feel like they live in their 2-year-old phase. Isn't it illegal to own a monkey in a lot of places too? I think.
Oh, I think so.
At least I thought.
I don't think you can own a monkey in Massachusetts.
Also, why bring him to Dollar General? You know, maybe leave him at home or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe that's why the monkey ran away.
That's what I'm saying. All right, Stumpa time. The time people are waiting for. All right, and this week's, hopefully it's not a whole week, but today's Stumpa is, according to a recent survey by Gerber, 37% of 1-year-olds have this. What is it? And we do owe you a hint today. And the hint is, this wasn't possible for older generations. It's a newer thing. And hopefully we worded that right. We spent some time trying to find the right way to word it yesterday, but I think it came okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what people put in the chat because it's a tough one.
Yeah, do you enjoy being on this side of the Stumpa?
Yes and no. It's a lot of pressure from the pressure you put on Pete not to spoil something. I'm doing my best not to do that.
Yeah. Well, see, Pete's a good sport. I like to talk a lot of crap about Pete. I'll be nice to Pete for a second. He doesn't mean to at all. His problem is he doesn't like not talking. Yeah. Like, that sounds weird. But like radio-wise, he doesn't like not talking. So a lot of the times he feels, especially when it comes to the Stumpa, he needs to elaborate. But in his elaboration, while his mind's wandering, sometimes he just steps right over the answer and doesn't even know it. So that's what I worry about. I worry he's going to be like, according to a recent survey by Gerber, 37% of 1-year-olds have this. What is it? The answer is, like, he just keeps reading down. But yeah, no, I dog on him. He actually, I don't know. It's only been like one time he's given it away, I think. It's not a common problem for him. No. All right, we do have some answers here. But real quick, we do have the fascinating fact. Pete loves this. Loves a good fascinating fact. Only 5%, this one scares me. I hate this fact. I've heard of this before and it terrifies me. Only 5% of the ocean has been explored. The intense pressure at the deepest depths of the ocean make it virtually impossible to navigate. So I ask you, what the hell is down there?
Dude, it has to be something crazy. Because you look at deep sea creatures that exist now that we can see, and obviously they can exist in those pressures.
And they're freaky. They're freaky looking.
Yes. And look at the giant octopuses they found down there.
Yeah.
Giant squids.
Terrifying.
I mean, it can only get bigger when you go down.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's something that could probably like just end all of humanity. But I don't know if one day, like, I don't know if it's scientifically possible to get down there, but I feel like we should at some point, just or is not knowing better. Maybe that's the truth. Maybe we should find out.
But like, I was gonna say, there's a lot of things you could find out about the Earth as well, because there's a lot of underwater volcanoes, just things you can't access from above the ground. So.
True. But again, maybe not knowing is the better thing.
Very, very good.
All right. Stump a time. According to a recent survey by Gerber, 37% of 1-year-olds have this. What is it? The first answer I have is from Gary. He says a cell phone. That is not it. Not it. Abby says a tablet. No. Abby says baby monitors. No. Gary says an iPad. No. Abby says electronic toys. No. No. Abby says bed alarms. That's a good guess. That's a newer thing. Nope, not it. Gary says a TV. Imagine like a 1-year-old getting a TV in their bedroom. Come on now.
I mean, they got to stream Baby Sharks now.
I guess. Abby says a stay-at-home parent. No, not it. Abby says both working parents. She's hitting both sides there. Not it. Diane says circumcision. Sorry, boys, forgot to warn you to cup your balls. Okay, anyway. Not it. And also, I think that's been around for a while. I mean, I don't know the history of it, but I'm pretty sure it's been around for a long time, so that doesn't really fit the hint there. Abby says their own Netflix profile. That's actually a really good guess, because that's true. You could put the baby shows on.
Yeah.
That's what I should have done before letting Liam use my Disney Plus account, and now I have all the suggested baby shows, which drives me insane. Abby says Baby Shark. No, not it. Gary says YouTube Kids. Do you have to pay for YouTube Kids?
No, I think it's free. I think it's just a setting you put on.
For now. It's free for now, till they get you. Abby says, and any baby question, it has the answer of Baby Shark. True, but not this one. Abby says, a favorite song? No. Fun fact, Liam's was, I don't know if it still is, but it was Everything's Gonna Be All Right by Kenny Chesney, and I can't remember the other guy. David Murphy? David Lee Murphy? Maybe? Someone fact check that. But yeah, good song. Abby says a favorite show. See, this is why Abby's leading. Abby just puts like 50 answers. Everyone just needs to spam like Abby, I guess. A favorite show? No. Abby says Cocomelon. Shut up. Abby says a playlist. No. Abby says headphones. How would you put headphones on a 1-year-old?
I don't know.
Also, I feel like that's dangerous because it might be too loud. I would not do that. Mia says their own room. Nope. Although I think that is pretty common. Abby says more than one car seat. Living that luxury life, I guess. No answers. No correct answers.
Wow.
And not a lot of answers, which I think we're getting in people's heads. I think that's what's happening here.
I will admit it is a tough one. It is a tough one.
It
That's
is.
all I can say.
I can never really gauge it because I always know the answer. So I don't really know whether or not how tough it is. Danny says life insurance. Nope. Man, I think I'll take a couple more answers if you guys got them. But I think we might be calling it another stumper. Going to day 3 tomorrow, which I'm not a fan of because I don't know what the hint's going to be.
Well, we'll ask an important question here, Matt. What's your favorite Cocomelon show?
What do you mean, Cocomelon episode?
Yeah.
I don't have one. They all suck. They're all the same episode, just regurgitated over and over again. It's literally the same melody to every song. They just swap out the words for a different basic situation.
And the way they edit it, the actual show, it's so enticing for the toddlers that they just can't help but like focus with their attention span.
The thing that bugs me too is the animation looks like the Did you ever like learn how to do animation in school?
Yeah.
Like just it was like the beginner's animation.
Yeah.
It like looks like that. Like it looks
like a bowling alley.
Yes, it looks terrible. All right, last couple guesses here, and then we're going. Abby says their own closet. No. Mia says this is hard for someone who doesn't have kids. That's probably a good point. Although I think in this, this might be another hint, I guess. In this case, I think even people with kids would have a tough time thinking of this. Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
I would agree.
It's not a very obvious thing.
It's not common.
Yeah. Abby says swimming lessons. No. Katrina says a wipe warmer. Is that a thing? No, not it. That sounds intense. Dana says at least one tooth. All right. I respect the different answer there, but no. And last but not least, last answer I'm taking. Abby says a diaper genie. No, that is not it. I heard those are like a godsend, though, the diaper genie.
What is that? I actually don't know what that is.
If I'm correct, I think a diaper genie is something that you put the diapers in and it like masks the smell so that you don't have to like take it out to the outdoor trash every time. I'm pretty sure you put it in the diaper genie and you can put like a bunch in there and it nothing smells. It keeps it contained, I guess. No, I'm not a parent. I've never changed a diaper in my life. I don't do that. I don't do that garbage. I'm the fun uncle. Remember that. All right, that's it for the stumper. Officially stumped. Officially stumped. Abby says I didn't like the genies. They fill up quickly. You'll have to talk to another parent. I can't relate. All right, it's time for Would You Rather. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Some say the most controversial segment we do on the show. I just said that. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I love this addition to the show, to be honest.
Hey, I like to hear that. If anybody has any, this was an idea, I think, did Mia suggest this? Somebody suggested this. So we started doing it. So if you guys have any more ideas, let us know. We're always looking for new stuff to do. All right, would you rather? First question, and play along in the chat. We want to know what you got to say. The first question, would you rather listen to one song for the rest of your life or never be allowed to listen to the same song twice? And I really struggled with this question.
Yeah, I when I read it too, I did as well.
Why is Zoom yelling at me? Sorry about that, people. It never yells at me like that, so I don't really know what's going on. We might have to say peace to Justin for a second and get him back here. All right, but would you rather listen to one song for the rest of your life or never be allowed to listen to the same song twice? I struggle. I really struggle with this one.
I tend to listen to a lot of songs on repeat.
Yeah, same. But I think I would go crazy if I had to listen to the same song over and over again.
And that's the problem. But then there's so much music, but then don't you eventually exhaust the best music?
I don't think you'll ever exhaust the best music because new music just keeps on coming out.
True.
But the problem is a lot of the time I never really dive deep into enjoying a song until I've heard it multiple times.
Yeah, same here.
So I feel like we're really missing out. Yeah. So it's like, do you either want to get sick of the one song or do you want to really never like enjoy it? This just ruins music entirely.
It does. For me, what I'll say is probably I'm just gonna have to give up on what music is and like finding out meaning and just enjoying the song for the first time.
I think I'm the same way.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Because I think one song for the rest of my life would just kill me inside.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
I don't think I could do it.
Like imagine you're at a wedding and you play it's like the most depressing song ever.
Yeah.
That's the only song you're able to listen to.
That's your first dance. It's like a heartbreak song. Yeah. Abby says, damn, coming out swinging with the hard questions on a Monday. Yeah, I guess so. I didn't prepare these. This was Pete. So Pete was setting us up for failure on a Monday. Gary says, one song the rest of my life. Bold. Mia says, can you listen to different variations of the same song, like different artists or remixes?
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm going to say no,
Really? Just
because I feel like the point of the question is that you're stuck with the same thing over and over again. So I'm going to say that the answer is no, you cannot.
Yeah.
But, all right, next question. Would you rather have no one come to your wedding or your funeral? This one is easy for me.
Same here.
Funeral.
Really?
Yeah. I wouldn't care as much. I'm dead.
True. I put wedding.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I know some people like to have big weddings.
Yeah.
I guess nobody would come, so I would like my friends there.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather have my friends and family at my wedding. At my funeral, whatever, I'm not here. So.
I guess I interpret this question not literally meaning no one, so that's my part.
Okay.
So I'll probably say funeral.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I mean, that is kind of sad if no one shows up, I guess, but maybe it's not because you didn't have friends or like you didn't mean anything to people. Maybe there was a Patriots game that day, and to be honest, I would hope that everyone would go to the Patriots game as opposed to my funeral.
Or maybe you were on like a epic adventure. You died by like a bear or something.
True. I mean, I think that one's pretty easy. Yeah. You wouldn't want nobody at your wedding, I don't think.
Yeah, no.
It'd just be like every other day of your life, with your significant other. All right, question number 3. Would you rather get rich in a way that disappoints your family? This is a good question. Or just make enough money to live? Now, disappoints your family. I think we're talking like drug dealing, maybe. A little criminal activity.
Or just
maybe some not so
risky.
Yeah, not so religious stuff. That's tough though. If you get a lot of money and they're disappointed, maybe they'll be a little less disappointed if you give them some.
Here's the thing with families, man.
Yeah.
They're always going to be disappointed about something.
Damn, okay. All right. That's a fair point.
Not everybody. But you can't please everybody.
Justin's going to start dealing drugs, everybody.
No, this is not what
That's what that means.
I mean, people could be disappointed that you're a musician, or people could be disappointed that whatever, that you became a lawyer.
True.
Usually not a lawyer, but
I think I would need to know what the thing is.
Yeah.
If it's drug dealing, that's pretty frowned upon. If it's some criminal activity, I don't think that's okay. But then again, you want to leave your family with money, right?
Yeah.
So
I think I'm going to pick the first option. I say
really?
Get rich in a way. Yeah, because I think you can't please everybody. I'm thinking about, I have a big family.
Yeah.
And thinking to please everybody in my family is very difficult.
But it sounds like you're disappointing everybody. This isn't no like, nah, you're just disappointing grandma. No, you're disappointing everybody. Nobody's happy with you.
Yes, yeah.
See, all right, here's my thing. If it results in my family never talking to me again, I choose the second one.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if they can look past it and they're just kind of disappointed, but they enjoy the money, I think I'd pick the first one. But if it's like choosing family or money, I'm gonna choose.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I
choose
agree.
family. I'm sorry.
I agree with that one.
Thank God
If
Pete's
if
not
it's
here.
all or nothing.
He would make it really sappy. He'd probably make me hug him. Yeah. Let's see. What is everybody saying? Diane says enough to live. Abby says they'll get over it. Give me the money. I mean, that's probably true. Diane says I only ever want to have enough money to live pleasantly. I don't need to be wealthy. Abby says if it's something they couldn't get over, I guess I'll go with the second one. Yeah, I think that's the way I look at it. If they like write me out of the family, I choose the second one. If not, the first one's still open.
I agree with that.
All right, next question. Would you rather live somewhere it rains most days or somewhere it never rains?
Huh. Well, I'm kind of in a situation like that.
Well, where it rains every day?
It rains in Florida.
Yeah.
But it'll never be like a rainy day.
See,
not
but
exactly the question.
the rain goes away at one point. I interpret this way. We're going to the extreme here. It rains all the time,
Okay.
or it never rains.
So
Like
if
you're
it never
talking
rains,
cloudy skies all the time.
It's probably gonna be like a desert if we're thinking about that.
Yeah. I think see, this is tough. I like rainy days.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer rainy days. Oh, actually, it says most days. Okay. So maybe you'll get a sunny day every now and then.
So it's pretty much like living in Mass.
I see. This is what I don't like though. Would you rather live somewhere it rains most days or somewhere it never rains? So they go for the extreme when it comes to never raining, but rains most. I think probably rains most days.
Yeah,
if I can get a sunny day every now and then.
Yeah.
When I read the
probably
question, I
will.
thought it was every day, and I was thinking that's not good health wise.
Mm-hmm.
Need some vitamin D every now and then.
Yeah.
Although you can take supplements, I guess. I think I'll go rain most days.
I will go rain most days too. I don't mind the rain.
I enjoy the rain. It's
Yeah.
nice and cozy, personally. That's how I feel. All right, we vote rain. Number 5, last question, would you rather live in a mountain cabin with no human contact or a big city studio apartment with no personal space? Pete's going for the extremes with these questions. Like, it's not
Very
even,
tough.
do you prefer mountains or cities? It's a mountain with nobody. You can't talk to anybody. He's like, you're alone. You're officially a loner. Man, that's tough. I think I might
A
go.
studio apartment with no personal. Is there people living with you? Is that what he means?
I don't know. The way I think about it is, it's not really dependent on the people. It's just a really small place, so you can live in a really small apartment, and you can talk to whoever you want, or you can live in a mountain and not talk to anybody.
Okay.
I think I might go mountain.
Then you don't talk to anybody.
I don't like the city. Plus, the mountain's peaceful.
Man, but you're not talking to anybody. I don't even think you can talk on like the phone or anything. Just yourself.
Yeah, that's tough. Peter, why do you do this to me? Why do you give me these situations that'll never happen? All right, I guess I'll go city, but I'm not gonna be happy about it.
I'm gonna go city. I mean, I can't talk to nobody.
I think I'd be miserable both ways.
But think about you in the city. There's many things you can do in the city. You're probably not going to be in the apartment most of the time anyway.
Here's the thing about cities. I enjoy visiting cities 100%. I don't think I will ever want to live in a city.
Yeah.
It's too much. I think I'd be overwhelmed.
Yeah. No, I could see that. I don't think I would want to live in a city either.
Especially we're talking like New York City. You can't even have a car. Where do you park?
Yeah, I know.
You can't.
But they have public transportation. That's the good part.
True. I mean, it's not great, super nice, super clean, but you do what you got to do, I guess. Let's see what people are saying. Diane says mountain off the grid. Abby says the city. Don't go mountain. Okay. Don't do it. Yeah, Abby already has the first scenario down. She lives in a mountain.
Yeah.
Let's see. Abby says, Matt, trust me. And Paul says, hey, Justin, where do you live in Florida? I'm a Winter Garden resident, originally from New Bedford.
I'm in, so like literally right near Miami.
Yeah.
Right at the bottom.
Davie, Florida. Home of the Davie Gators football team. Nah, that's a fictional football team. Abby says, is it verbal talking? What do you mean? Like talking on the phone? Yes. No human contact.
None at all.
Talking on the phone would be human contact. So no talking on the phone. Absolutely not. All right, we do have to peace out to Justin for a second, and then we'll get him back. So Safe travels.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing this. Short intermission right here. Strictly professional. That's how we do it in these parts. How's everybody doing? I'm trying to talk while I do this. Just keep answering the would you rather questions. All right. He's been invited. We'll see when he comes back. I don't know why Zoom's doing this. What's up with that, Zoom? All right. Anyways, moving on. We are a burger nation. And it's a little sad that Pete's not here for this story because he loves a good burger. Justin's back.
I'm back.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
I did see my Diane put, Justin, so you live in a city-ish and hot, humid weather. What are you doing, boy? It's not... I don't live exactly in Miami. It's literally right above Miami, like right the first town above Miami.
Yeah,
so
it's not.
It's mixed.
I haven't been down there yet. Is it? Would you say it's city-like-ish?
No, it's not like the typical. You wouldn't picture this as like New York City. It's like a town.
Okay.
More like, but it's
Compare it to somewhere around here. Give us a town in Massachusetts we can compare it to. Like a New Bedford?
It's probably. It's a mix of New Bedford and probably like Westport.
Oh, all right.
Like imagine those.
That's kind of a drastic mix right there.
But mix those two together. Like take some of the extremes out, and it's kind of like that.
All right. So there you have it. Let's see. Mia says I'm flying to Miami on Saturday to leave Sunday for a cruise. Damn, are you going to Justin's turf? Yeah, and also just in response to Diane as well, he's not necessarily living there by choice. It's kind of by choice.
Yeah.
But it's so tell the story. Why are you living in Davie, Florida?
Yeah, I'm in Florida because my girlfriend's going to graduate school. She's going to optometry school. So I moved down there with her.
Out of everywhere in the country, he didn't like, hey, you know where I want to go? Davie, Florida. That's where I want to be right now.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We are a burger nation. You like burgers. You're a big burger guy.
I love burgers. I got to be honest.
In fact, a new survey found that the average American eats 60 burgers a year. We'll get into that. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Beef burgers are the favorite at 52%, followed by chicken at 45% and veggie at 35%. Now, is a chicken burger, are we talking ground chicken into a burger, or are we talking the chicken patty? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
I would think it's like ground chicken made into a burger, which in that case, I've never had it.
And I'm surprised that it's chicken and not turkey.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say that too. How didn't they include turkey, which I feel like is way more popular than chicken?
Yeah.
But let's see. And burgers seem to be our go-to choice when eating out, with nearly 60% saying they frequently order a burger when at a restaurant. That's not me. I'm going to be honest. Does 60 burgers a year sound low or high to you? That sounds high.
I don't know. I've probably eaten 60 burgers a year.
You think so? Because how many burgers do you eat a month, a week, and a day? Pete wants to know everything. He's apparently writing a book about this.
Okay, my bad. He's collecting data for a new survey.
I probably eat a burger like maybe every other week, I would say. So what would that be? So we're talking 2 a month and times 12. So I'm eating 24 burgers a year.
Yeah, no, it's you put it that way.
About that. I probably eat about 30. I'll round it up to 30 burgers.
But if it's a burger on the grill, they're usually not as big as some of the restaurant burgers.
True. So you doubling up, eating two burgers?
Yeah, sometimes I eat 2 burgers at like a barbecue because they're not as big.
See, here's the thing, though. They said that 60% of people it's their go-to choice when eating out. I'm not that guy. Unless I'm going to like a specific burger joint. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to like a 99 or, I don't know, Applebee's comes to mind, but I haven't eaten at Applebee's and I don't even know how long. Mm. But like, I'm not ordering a burger. I don't really like burgers from those places.
No, I don't like those burgers either.
I don't think they're that good.
That good, yeah.
Plus, they do like too much sometimes. Like, first off, sometimes they're really thick burgers, and I don't do thick burgers.
Yeah.
You can clip that if anybody wants. But no, I don't like that personally. But you give me like a Five Guys or like what's the place I went to? There was a new place in Virginia that we tried. Shake Shack? No. I don't know if it was something like that. There's a lot of S's in the name, but like places like that are good stuff. And McDonald's burgers are my go-to. I know those aren't good burgers, but you know. Dana says I eat 60 burgers a month.
Wow.
Dana, Where are you eating 60? Now, Dana, like what kind of burgers? Like where are you going for those burgers? Are you going to like a restaurant? Are you making burgers at home? What are you doing here? I know Dana's a chef, so he probably makes a good burger.
I would.
Abby says the chicken burger. Yeah, I need more information. I would assume though it's ground chicken, but again, I don't know if they meant turkey.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Abby says, is that more during barbecue season though?
Like I don't know if I eat a burger
definitely
3 times.
more, but not. I don't know. We're not like a huge burger family, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just us, the Braleys. But I'd say every other week we have burgers. I think that's a fair assumption. Let's see. Dana, have you ever made a chicken burger? Is that a thing? Is it good? Should we try it? Is it healthier than a burger? Let's see. Abby says that's all Logan orders. He's a burger guy, I guess. Abby says, also, Tim eats burgers like 3 times a week. I guess if you're a burger person, you're just a burger person. And if you're not, you're not. I guess that's how it is.
I guess I'll keep track. I'll see how many burgers I eat in a year.
You just got to calculate. I did the math in my head. Let's see you do some math in your head. I know you're afraid of calculus. I hope you don't stop crying.
Listen, calculus is a tough thing. I eat burgers sporadically though. Like I don't think I eat it like every other week, but like maybe some weeks I'll have it twice. Other weeks I won't.
You know what? You probably hit the 60 burger mark because now that I'm thinking about it, quite often you tell me you're making burgers.
Yeah, I do make the homemade burgers.
So I feel like you're probably eating 60 burgers a year. I feel like it makes sense for you.
Yeah.
Diane says ground turkey and chicken meat is only healthier if it's very lean, meaning not including the skin, which is fatty. Do you buy it like that? I have no idea.
There's like a lot of words. Fat. Yeah.
Dana says a burger with ground chicken is good, Matt. Dana, I think we got to have you over to make some chicken burgers. That's all I'm saying. All right, speaking of burgers, now your whole house can smell like one. Burger chain Shake Shack teamed up with a fragrance company for a burger and fries candle set.
Okay.
Would you want your house to smell like burgers? No.
I feel like it would just make me hungry, if anything.
Plus, and I've said this before because we've had stories before about like different things that smell in your house, that make your house smell. Certain things that we think are good smells would not be a good smell. Does that make sense?
No, it does.
Bacon was one of them. When Pete had the story about, and it was a random question about like what would you want, what food would you want to smell like? He said bacon.
Yeah.
I don't think in the context of like not food, you would want to smell burgers in your house.
No, because I'm thinking like when you light candles, to be like fresh smelling.
Yeah. Like
clean.
I feel like burgers would make it smell like very greasy, very gross, very McDonald's like. I don't want that. No, I don't think anybody wants that. That's disgusting. All right, moving on. Pilots grounded. The FAA announced that it revoked the pilot licenses of Daredevil's Luke Akins and Andy Farrington for their recklessness in the unauthorized Red Bull-sponsored stunt that Hulu live-streamed on April 24th.
Wow.
The cousins attempted to fly their planes to 12,000 feet and then skydive to swap their planes and then land them. Akins accomplished the challenge, but Farrington missed. He deployed his parachute and landed safely while the plane he was supposed to jump into crashed on the desert floor in Eloy, Arizona. Akins acknowledged on Instagram last month that the FAA had rejected his request to allow the stunt, but he went ahead with it anyway without telling his team. A Red Bull spokesperson told the New York Times that the matter was between the pilots and the FAA. What I'm wondering is if the stunt went well, do you think this would have do you think their licenses would have been revoked?
Probably. I still think so.
That's kind of a bold move. They're going for the fame of it over losing their license.
Yeah.
That's.
And can you ever get it back?
I don't know. Do you do like community service for a little while? You just have to pick up trash and then you're good. You can fly a plane again.
That's crazy.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say they take that pretty seriously if like you break air traffic rules.
Yeah, and I love how Red Bull came out and they were like, "By the way, guys, we had nothing to do with this. This was not us." They just needed to cover themselves. Even though they were definitely like, "Hey guys, I mean, if you want to go against the FAA, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Listen, I'll fund it, but if anything happens, I wasn't involved."
They're like, "It's your choice, but just so you know, you don't get any money if you don't do it. So, I mean, it's up to you." I don't know. That is funny. Yeah. I do find it kind of crazy though how like it wasn't really a big deal. I thought it was going to be a big deal. I didn't hear about it until after the stunt failed.
Same.
So I was planning on watching it, but I didn't know what happened. Yeah. All right, time for the random question today. What is the weirdest thing your brain has done on autopilot? We do have some suggestions here. I don't know if you have anything that comes to mind.
I say the suggestions and then I'll I'll say mine.
All right. We have, and I believe this is from Reddit. I stopped at a green light once because I was just so used to stopping at that intersection. Yeah. I've definitely, I don't think I've ever stopped completely. I've slowed down at green lights before because like I expected it to be red and then it surprised me that it wasn't. I don't think I've ever stopped though. That'd be really embarrassing.
Have you ever like just keep driving and like all of a sudden like you're daydreaming and you wake up and like, how did I even get to this destination?
Yeah, it's a miracle. I don't really understand how we all don't die in a car.
It has me panicking because I'm like, did I run a red light or something?
Like when you get home and you're like, how did I get home? Like what just happened? How am I here in one piece? The other one is put the milk in the pantry and cereal in the fridge. I never actually do it, but all the time I will take something that goes like in the like I'll put the chips. I'll open up the fridge and go to put the chips in the fridge and then be like, wait a minute, okay. Like I'll do that all the time.
Yeah, that's happened to me as well.
And the last one here is, I wonder where my phone is. I turn on my phone's flashlight to look for it in the dark. That's like sunglasses. Have you ever tried to look for sunglasses and then realize they're on your head the whole time?
I've done that.
It's a million times worse when you wear a hat and you put your sunglasses on your hat.
You can't feel them.
You can't feel them at all. I probably do that like 3 times a week, to be honest. Other than that, I don't know if I can think of anything. My brain does on autopilot.
One thing I could think of was when I was working at a grocery store, I would just put up stuff like not even thinking of it. Mm-hmm. Like I'd be thinking of something completely different, but my mind is just stacking things wherever it needs to go.
And did you put it in the right place?
I did.
Okay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I was very particular.
It's a good employee right here. One other thing I will say, and I know this happens to everybody, but it happened to me last night. When you're reading a book and you just keep on going, your eyes keep following the words, and then you get to like the end of the page and you're like, I wasn't paying attention at all. And then you have to go back and read it again. That happens to me all the time. Like your mind just wanders to something else, but your eyes don't get the message and they keep on going.
Yes.
So
because you're either thinking about something else or like something that happened in the book and you're not actually.
Exactly. So yeah, random question. What is the weirdest thing your brain has done on autopilot? Let's see. Do we have anything here? Dana says, driven to my old house after work when I moved to Bridgewater. Wow. Man, that's funny. That does kind of stink though. You're like, finally home, and you get out of your car and you're like, I don't live here.
Well, especially if it's farther away than your actual house. That's crazy.
Dana, were other people living there already? Imagine that. You show up and you're like, you walk in the door and you're like, hello, and get the police called on you. Val says, waiting for a stop sign to turn green. Man, I don't think I've ever done that. That's something. Were people honking behind you? Abby said, I stopped at a stop sign and waved. Well, Abby, same thing. Wow. Waited for a stop. Wow, 2 people. Is this a common problem? Have you ever done that, Justin?
I've never done that.
Maybe it just comes with time. We'll get to a point. Yeah. We'll reach a point in our lives where we stop and wait for the stop sign to turn green. Abby says, Audrey puts ice cream in the cabinet before. Yeah, I think that's definitely the most common one, I feel like. Just putting things in the wrong place. Luckily, though, my brain remembers before I do it. Maybe one day I'll get to an age where I don't stop myself. And I like a gallon of milk a week is going bad because I put it in the cabinet. Let's see. Abby says, I've been in my friend's car. Her phone goes off. I text her to tell her she forgot her phone in the car. By the third text, I said, oh, haha, you don't have your phone. I do. I'm also an idiot. Oh, yeah, we've all been there. I've tried to call Pete before to tell him that he left his phone at the house. It doesn't happen often, but I've definitely done that before.
That's hilarious.
And Abby says, it's surprising I make it through a day, and also you allowed me to be an adult. Me, personally, I didn't allow you to do anything. I think you're just saying it like, how did anybody allow you to be an adult? I think that every day when somebody claims that I'm an adult. All right, we're talking Johnny Depp and Amber Heard here. Fan support is great, but that's what Pete titled this. A legal expert says the outpouring of online support for Johnny Depp amid his ongoing defamation case against his ex-wife Amber Heard has no bearing on the trial's outcome. On Wednesday's episode of the People Everyday podcast, entertainment litigator and defamation expert, that's quite the title, Daniel Gutenplan, that's quite the name, said posts on social media over the course of the trial have been very pro-Depp, but it frankly means nothing for the case. Gutenplan adds that he believes Depp's reputation and his career has been irreparably tarnished because of these allegations, these incidents that have come to light. I don't think anyone necessarily feels that they have an effect on the case by supporting Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
But it is kind of crazy how many people are Team Depp I don't think I've heard a single person that's Team Amber Heard in this.
Not really.
But
No.
I would be curious to see what happens if the outcome isn't in Johnny Depp's favor, which I actually heard someone say that's quite possible, that could be the case.
Right.
So, but I think a lot of people would be upset if Johnny Depp does not win this case.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like emotionally invested in this.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing people try to get in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Like be on in the audience. Like
People
it's
go
wild.
crazy. I think it's cool that people are like waiting outside and like cheering for Depp and stuff. But yeah, there's like people going a little over the top, trying to like sneak their way in. It's it still is like a legal thing. We should relax. It's also a serious issue,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just hope the truth comes out. If everything that's true about Johnny Depp getting abused, I hope the truth comes out.
Absolutely.
Because it does. He's putting a lot out there from his career. He's like literally putting all of his problems out there, his drug problems and everything. So I hope he gets some justice here, but. That legal system. It's it's known for being very great. Very great. Yeah. What do you have any opinion on the case?
I haven't been super into it, but I've seen the logistics. I mean, it seems like she was trying to basically make him out to be the villain when it was almost the opposite. But I will say it's two people who have a lot of problems.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I just hope if all this stuff is true, I mean, his career has literally been ruined. He's been kicked off like all the franchises that he's a part of. So I hope if it's true that he's the victim here, maybe he can get back in those franchises. I don't know, though. I feel like especially like Pirates, I think they started to move on without him. Like, I'm pretty sure that the next movie's in production without him.
Which is, no, I know. If it is true that he was the victim, then it would be right for people to invite him back on. But I feel like people like Disney, I don't know. I don't think they'll take a chance on somebody like that.
Abby says, after you've survived domestic violence, it's infuriating to see someone potentially lie and make a big show. Yeah. And that's the thing. And that's why I think a lot of people are supporting Johnny too. Because what Amber Heard, if what Amber Heard is doing is true, we don't know for a fact. But if it's true that she's lying, it's like devaluing the word of actual victims here.
Yeah.
The show that she's putting on the stand is just so cringeworthy that, like, I don't know how that could be true and you could put on that show. Like, I think she's definitely, got some issues, definitely dealing with some stuff. Yeah. I hope she gets help, but man, I don't know.
It would be crazy.
I hope justice is found. Yeah. I hope we find the right answer here, but unfortunately, I don't know if that's going to actually happen. Because, again, I've heard some legal experts say that there's a good chance Johnny loses. Which I don't know. From what I've seen, I mean, granted, I'm not a legal expert in any way.
Especially after watching a lot of court cases this year, I just see how like backwards the actual court is. Like even if something is gonna prove something is right, you need to like go around the rules and like make sure it's like in the right path so that you can present it, even though it's right there.
The footwork that has to happen drives me crazy. Like what really drives me crazy, and I think this is what you were talking about, is when they'll ask a question and then the other side will object the question and the judge agrees. And so they then have to just reword the question. They can ask the question, they just need to word it in a different way in order to get the end. Like it drives me insane. Because and I get that there has to be some sort of regulation there, but man, and I feel like this happens a lot in this country. It's like I feel like we're moving farther away from the truth because we have to do all this footwork. Yeah, and like it's literally not about the truth. It's literally about how good your lawyers are at navigating the rules. Exactly. Like I feel like that's what court comes down to. Yep. But anyways, we'll get to more of this in the post show if you guys want to stick around. But that'll do it for today. Stand by for the post show, where we catch up on some chats and just hang out for a bit. But first, we leave you with a thought for the day. And the thought for the day is, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. That's the thought for the day. But yeah, stick around for the post show. Justin will be here, and we'll be chilling. We'll be looking at the chats, but we'll be back. back.
Come on.
I've been shortening the post show a little bit. Do you guys prefer that? I don't want to keep people. I don't know if you guys noticed last week. I've been shortening it a little bit so you guys. Well, not the post show. The little stand by for the post show thing. I didn't want, because really what happens is it gives Pete and I a chance to catch up, just in case, I don't know, there's like some big thing we need to talk about, or something happened during the show that we need to talk about. So it's really just a chance to like regroup for a second. But yeah, I felt like before it was, because I let the music go twice, but now I let it go once. I don't know. Does anybody care? Did anybody notice?
It wasn't a big deal, in my opinion.
All right, I'm gonna wait for 45 minutes next time. And then maybe it'll be a big deal for you guys. All right, what's going on? Are we still talking about Johnny Depp? What's going on here? Diane says it reminds me of Michael Jackson's child abuse trial. See, I guess this is the cool thing about growing up is you're now like able to be aware of. Like I don't remember Michael Jackson's child abuse trial at all. Didn't follow it. I don't even know when that was, if I was alive. But yeah, now you're more aware of things, which is good because I think when you're a kid, a lot of stuff goes over your head. So
Absolutely.
obviously it's no one's fault. You're a kid, but it's good it's nice to be like in on things.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know if you feel that way.
No, I do it for sure. When like growing up now, like, I see everything, like the news, how it works, how you can see the court cases. Like it's very like interesting. Whereas you were a kid, you're just here like, oh, this happened.
Yeah. It is kind of mind blowing when you're just like scrolling through TikTok and you can just watch an entire trial on TikTok live stream and you're like, is this healthy? Is it healthy to be scrolling through and then just watching a trial all day on TikTok?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Abby says it's extremely hard to get any kind of justice for domestic violence, and I feel like she is just setting us back. Yeah. And a lot of people share that as well, Abby. Let's see. Is Kat stopping in again? No.
By surprise.
I told her that she needs to give me a heads up, especially because I don't have Charlie. So it would be this house is on lockdown. If anybody's in here, I'm coming out swinging. Okay. So you better be careful. But yeah, no, she also has a pup now. So it's less likely. She needs to stay home and play with her pup. Let's see. Abby says cross-examination is going to be very intriguing. Now, is that that's when Johnny Depp's lawyers get to talk to Amber, correct? I believe that's what cross-examination is.
I believe so, yeah.
And you're right. That will be interesting because, bro, Johnny Depp's lawyers, they come out swinging. Like
from what I've seen, her lawyers are
not good. And the one that I found most comical was they had and I don't know her official title, but basically she came in. She's not a therapist. She's like someone that analyzes therapy sessions. Like I guess there's record. Like she analyzes the documents from their therapists and kind of gives her opinion. So she's like, I don't know, maybe she's like a mental health expert or something along those lines. And Amber Heard's lawyers were just peppering her with trying to back her into a hole. They had this whole thing going on about muffins. I kid you not, saying that like the lady that was on the stand gave Amber Heard muffins or something.
Really?
I don't even know. It was weird. But they went on for so long, just peppering her with questions, trying to back her into a hole. And then Johnny Depp's lawyers came up there, literally asked her like one question. And like she was literally like, I don't even know the question, but they were just trying to get her to say her profession. And she was like, I just analyze what I see. I'm not leaning towards one person one way or the other. I'm not for Johnny Depp. I'm not for Amber Heard. I'm just analyzing this. And this is what I found. And it just made Amber Heard look terrible. And literally Johnny Depp's lawyers asked like one question. They were like, that's all. Thank you. And it's just like discredited everything. Amber Heard's lawyers spent like 45 minutes trying to get out of this lady. It was hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Abby says when he objected his own question based on hearsay. That was the top moment of the entire court case, to be honest. Because he was panicking so much that this person on the stand was going to give away something he didn't want. So he just objected his own question. I love it. All right, what's going on? What else is happening? People eating a lot of burgers or what?
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, yeah. Dana says a burger with chicken is good. I don't know if we read that one already, but
I'm down to try it. I like me some chicken. I like ground chicken. Pete makes a meal with ground chicken meatballs. It's like a pasta meal with ground chicken meatballs. Pretty bomb.
I don't know if I've ever ate ground chicken now that I think about it.
I will say, just a funny story. When we started the show, we weren't sure what I should call my father. Like, because we felt it would be weird if we were doing a talk show. And I was like, what do you think, Dad? So I was like, I think I should just call you Pete. Like, I know it's weird, but like, I feel like, it's the Pete Braley Show. I think we want people to know that you're Pete if they're like a new person stopping by. I think I should call you Pete. But now it's to the point where like off the show, a lot of the times I when Abby came by, like when we were just talking, I would still refer to him as Pete. And it felt weird because like in a way that's, in a lot of ways, if you call your parent by their first name, it's kind of disrespectful, right?
Yeah.
But like in my way, it's not disrespectful at all. I just call him Pete all the time. And I call my mom Trish in no disrespectful way ever. That's just our thing, right? So it's just like, I feel like people hear me sometimes call my dad Pete and they're like, that's weird and probably disrespectful, but it's not.
Well, as long as your parents are fine with that, there's no problem at all.
I think so. I mean, Pete and I had many conversations about what I would call him. I think nowadays Abby probably wants me to call him Papa all the time. What's today's random question, Papa? No, it'd just be weird. It would be really weird. I feel like Pete's just the right choice.
Yeah,
but I do refer to him as Pete all the time now, like just permanently. He is Pete. I rarely, only if I'm like, every now and then, even on the show, every now and then, it's very rare, but you'll catch me. If I like say something really quick, I'll call him Dad. But it just feels so like not professional, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah, there was a lot of consideration that happened there. Let's see. Mia says, but what great marketing for the ravioli that you still know that can rolled home. They nailed it.
One of the greatest commercials ever.
It really is because they did it 1,000 times and every time it works. It works. Yeah. It's great. Abby says, I know I failed as a mother because one kid eats Burger King, one kid eats ravioli cold from a can. Let's see. Abby says, I don't know where I went wrong with their food habits. I don't know. Are they having enough burritos, Abby? That's how you can steer them in the right way. Get the potato salad out of the house and get some burritos. That's what I'm saying. Diane says that she's in between me and Cash. She's got gray skies, but headed towards DNR. It was foggy. What's DNR? I think a town.
Burgers.
No, it's like a town, like headed towards DNR. DNR?
Dayton and Rehoboth?
No, I don't think so. What's a DNR? I feel like I'm missing something right here. Is it a street? Section Fairhaven?
Do not resuscitate.
Downtown Rhode Island? I don't know. That's what I thought. I was like, that doesn't fit there. Let's see. Abby says, I wonder if Craig has any footage on his deer cans of the drunk deer. I don't know. Is that a problem in Vermont? Because that was in France. That story came from France. Gary says Marcel. Yeah, maybe that was the monkey. No Stumpa win it today. What's up with that?
It says SNR, but what's that?
SNR?
Yeah.
Sconneck Road. I feel like that's what she means.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Diane, I'm going to be honest. I live on Sconneck Road, down Sconneck Road. Nobody says SNR. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know we had an abbreviation for it. That's news to me. Let's see. Val says, I call my dad Rob most times unless I want something. There you go. That's when you got to pull out the father. Hello, father. Can I please have a car, please, father?
I've been meaning to talk to you.
Abby says, but I call him Pete too. Didn't think anything of it. What's funny too is that like Trish and Pete. This is a good lesson for everybody. They're not here, so I can tell you guys the truth. If you're like a youngin, like Justin, like you, probably around our age group and below, they prefer to be called Mr. and Mrs. Braley. So that's a fact for you, Justin. When you run into him again, Mr. and Mrs. Braley. Yeah. Because I had one friend, I'm not going to name names. It's not you, Justin. But I had one friend that called them Pete and Priscilla. They did not like that at all. They're very, they like Mr. and Mrs. Braley. But what is funny is ever since the show, it's just Pete. Like you and I just call him Pete. Like when we're talking about the show, you say Pete because he's Pete now. But yeah.
Funnily enough, though, every time I go over your house, I've avoided using names.
Well, now you know.
Exact reason,
now you know. That's what they would like to. If you want to be on their good side instantly, it's Mr. and Mrs. Braley. Hey, I do the same thing though. I avoid names, especially just because, like, especially if I don't know the person in their family. I never want to run into a situation where, like, maybe I call the mom like Mrs. Smith, but like maybe she kept her maiden name,
Right.
or maybe, they split up or something. And like, I never want to insult anybody that way. So I just like stand clear until I know for sure what they want to be called.
Yeah, exactly.
Abby said that I'm going to be Mr. and Mrs. Them from now on. See, your situation, I don't know. I don't know. I think you should just call them probably auntie and uncle, maybe. I don't know. Names are a thing, man, right?
Yeah.
People get so insulted sometimes. Me, I don't get insulted unless you call me buddy. Don't call me buddy. It's the only thing that grinds my gears. Damn, Zoom does not like you today, Justin.
I don't know what it is. Why is this happening?
I got to look into this because it's going to try and kick Pete off his own show tomorrow.
Oh, that could be a problem. Does he know how to get back on easy?
We'll see. We shall see. Could you use the same link as before?
I didn't try.
Because you got the other email?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Pete and I'll test it out. Yeah, I don't know why Zoom is... Normally, if it's just two people, like Justin and I are doing right now, there's no limit. But apparently, there's a limit now. So we got to figure it out. Val says, that's a respect thing. I still call my friends' parents Mr. and Mrs. Yep. Pete and Trish need all that respect. You know what I'm saying? We haven't had a good...
My name's not Trish.
Today.
That's true. Yeah.
I can't focus on the sound effects when I'm doing everything else. It makes me sad. Makes me really sad. I also can't flip between the camera angles and stuff. It's just...
I know.
Pete, I'll give Pete credit. He's got a lot of work to do. We each have it's a good duo here. He's got a lot of work. I got a lot of work. That's how the show works. Let's see. Diane says, I moved here when Nate was 1 and Zach was 3. All the neighborhood kids use first names for the adults, but I had my kids use Mr. and Mrs. All the other parents appreciated it and changed their kids.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a respect thing. I will say that. Plus, I feel like it would just be weird. It's weird for me too because I read the chat as everyone's first name. Which is really weird because like I would never do that really because I was the same way. I was raised to be Mr. and Mrs. so-and-so, but I just read the chat really quick. So it is kind of weird. Although Val's always been Val. That is one. She's always been Val. But yeah, do you guys want me to start? I'll start right now. I swear.
Everybody goes by...
For the rest of the time, it'll be Mr. Dugas and Mrs. Hahn and everybody. Just say the word. I'll switch it right. I'll switch the Stumpa winners. It'll be straight down, Mr. and Mrs. the whole way. You guys let me know. But yes, let me just apologize previously for the time I called you by first names. I apologize. I'm reading. What do you do? Do you say Mr. and Mrs., Justin?
Usually I do, yeah. Like I said, I try to avoid it to the utmost point I can.
I'm the same.
I usually use Mr. and Mrs. as well.
Abby says if you miss Braley me, I'm going to feel like I'm in trouble.
Well, it's so tough because sometimes you go to someone's house and say Mr. So-and-so, and they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Just call me Doug.
That's my father's name. It's like, well, I don't know your father, okay? I'm sorry. You're like 65. I thought it was right to call you Mr. whatever.
Yeah. It's a tough line to...
Now, here's something interesting. Diane says you're over 18. You can call me Diane.
That's a good point. I haven't heard of that before.
She says, when the kids turn 18, I give them permission to use my first name. The response is always, okay, Mrs. Hahn. Yeah, I don't know. This was like the one thing I overthought about the most when it came to this show was what I was calling people.
Yeah.
Because also some people, like it takes me time too, because like a good example is Katrina. Her name is K. Massey, 1985. Now I know that it's Katrina, but like, it also feels weird to say Katrina. I feel like it's disrespectful because there's another first name. But like, there's certain people when they jump in where I don't know who they are, so I'm just like, "Hey, Super Slayer 759 just said." It's like that just feels, I don't know, it feels wrong. What does everyone want to be called? I'm gonna make note. I want everybody in the chat that's here right now, and I'm gonna do this tomorrow as well. I want you to type what you want to be called from this point forward, and I will call you that for sure. So let me know. A good example though is like Mrs. Guy, Mr. and Mrs. Guy. Mrs. Guy, I think I always called Mrs. Guy, but Peter Guy, I would call Peter Guy. But it's always my entire life. It's been Mr. and Mrs. Guy. So like that was really weird for me. Abby wants to be called Nighthawk. Hey, you better watch what you say because I'm about to write this down. Whatever you guys tell me today, you will be from this point forward. And tomorrow, I don't know if Pete's gonna watch the whole show by tomorrow. I'm just gonna start calling people Nighthawk, and he's gonna be like, "Who the hell are you talking about?" I'm writing this down, Abby.
There's a superhero in the chat.
If Al says, do you know my husband's name or is it just G? It's Jeff, spelt with a G, which I think is weird personally. But yes, he goes by G.
Is it Geoff? Is that what it's spelled?
Geoff, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
Katrina says, Samantha's friends call me Katrina. It's cool. I feel acceptance by the kids. Hey, there we go. If everyone's okay with the first names, I'll keep going with the first names.
Mm-hmm. I
just want to make sure no one like unsubscribes to the show because they're like, this kid is so freaking disrespectful. I can't take this. He calls his dad Pete all the time. Abby says it's from Step Brothers, not the superhero.
Okay.
Nighthawk. Anything else? Diane says Queen. No first name required. You just want to be Queen? All right. All right, Queen. That's what Kat calls her dog. Kat has the first female Braley dog. Actually, no, that's a lie. We did have one a little while back. But the first one in my life that I've ever had. So it's been... I actually haven't had any trouble with it, but Pete sometimes accidentally calls like he. He still like refers to it as he.
Yeah.
So we have to like train him. Like, no, she's a girl dog.
What's her name? Is it actually Queen?
No, it's Kenzie.
Oh, Kenzie.
Yeah, but she just says Queen. You know, what's up, princess? What's up, Queen?
Gotcha.
So yeah, she's got a million names. Abby says was Springer a girl? Yes, she was. Springer. I actually don't know. I'll have to talk to Pete and Trish about this. I'm pretty sure Springer died before I was born. And then, because when we got Humphrey, my first dog, we like grew up together. What? Why the face?
I've never heard of these two dogs.
You've never heard Humphrey?
Or Springer.
Bro, Humphrey was a legend. Humphrey was a big old mutt mix. He was he was a German Shepherd, Rottweiler, Husky mix. He was a massive dog. Probably like, I was a kid, so I probably imagine him being way bigger than he was, but he was probably like 120 pounds. Like this dog he was a tank. He was a tank. And we were pretty close friends, but then one time when I don't know how old I was. I was in preschool. I startled him. I don't know if I've told the story on the show. I startled him when he was sleeping. Normally I leave the story at that, but because I have a habit of embarrassing myself, I was looking at a toy catalog and saw like horses and like ride-on cars. And I had my own horse. His name was Humphrey. And I tried to ride him like a horse while he was sleeping. He got startled, bit me in the face. I had to go to the hospital and get stitches. Yeah. But since that moment, we were best friends because he felt so bad. He didn't know what was happening. He was asleep. So he snapped at me when he was sleeping, obviously, because I scared the crap out of him. And yeah, it was pretty bad. Actually, I had a plastic surgeon sew me up. So that's why I say I'm so beautiful. I got plastic surgery as a preschooler. So
there we go.
Yeah. They did a great job, though. You wouldn't be able to tell. I got like a one little scar when I smile, but no one can really see it. But yeah, that was Humphrey. We were boys. We grew up together. Let's see. Jay-Z Drew 7 is here. He says, what a duo. Jay-Z Drew 7 is Andrew. He's Justin and I's friend. Up the Newcastle today, he says.
You know, it's funny you say that, Andrew, because we have a newborn Arsenal fan in this actual live stream right now.
Are we announcing it? Is it official? Does this make it official because we're announcing it on the internet?
I think we have to.
I see. It wasn't even, because, it's mainly because you like Arsenal. But that's not even the reason I enjoy. I just started watching the games, and I just really like what Arsenal's got going on. I really enjoy watching them play. The chemistry between the boys, seeing Lacazette cheer on the sideline after he got benched, and he's still just as happy. I'm like, that's a team. That's a team right there. Who's Andrew's team?
Manchester United.
Oh, that's why he's mad.
Yeah.
That's why he's mad. Andrew says you say that now. What do you think? I'm going to jump ship?
He's already seen the Tottenham game. He hasn't jumped yet.
Yeah. No, that wasn't a great performance there, but I'm still faithful. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think that's going to do it for today. Anything else, Justin?
No, I thought that was a great show. I had a lot of fun.
This is your chance to announce anything to the world. Anything you want to say? Any stance you want to make? You can officially make your stance on potato salad if you want.
I won't say anything about potato salad. So I do like myself a mean donut.
Donuts, huh?
Yeah.
Gourmet donuts or Krispy Kreme, or what are we thinking?
I saw Pete have a nice package of Krispy Kreme yesterday, and he's living the life down in Virginia. So
for some reason, now I'm not knocking Krispy Kreme donuts. They're not bad, but Pete makes them out to be the gold standard of donuts, and I just don't agree. But I think there's better donut places personally. But Pete will fight for Krispy Kreme until the day he dies. Yeah. They
were good. I've had Krispy Kreme before. They were good, but not the best. It wasn't the best donut ever.
Yeah, they were all right. But that's going to do it for today. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the show. Pete will be back tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's it. So catch Pete and I tomorrow. Thank you, Justin, for joining us. It's always a great time.
No problem.
It'll definitely happen in the future at some point. But that'll do it for today. And as always, I almost forgot, I have to leave you with what we always say. Go out and make it a great day. Justin, give him a peace.
Peace.
There we go. Peace.